Hello, in this video I'm hoping to show you how to do a slip knot and a chain stitch. Those are both sort of fundamental things that you'll need to know. It's also been brought to my attention that I have my posh telephone voice on, so I'm going to try and not do that too much as well. This is the wool that I'm using. I think I got this from Aldi like years ago when they had one of their crafting things on. One of the best tips that I can give to anybody who wants to crochet is go from the middle of the ball, and it always looks slightly dodgy, but if you that was good. If you manage to get the end and get the hair off it, nice, there we are. If you can manage to get the end of the wool out of the middle, it will just feed out of the middle like that, rather than it going round and round and round here, which makes it flip all over the place, which is a bit just annoying. I do apologise if a cat just randomly pops into the screen, because there's lots of them about. Okay, so a slip knot. It always makes me think of the band, which is one of my favourite bands, but never mind. This is how I do a slip knot. Again, I do not profess myself to be any kind of expert. I do not profess myself to know the best way of doing things. This is just the way that I do stuff. So I've got the tail end of the yarn here. I'm going to wrap it round like this. I'm going to turn my finger over so I have a cross. I'm going to get my trusty crochet hook. I'm going to go underneath the bottom one, and I'm going to grab the one that is on the top. And that didn't go very well, so I'm going to try again. Underneath, over the top, and then pull like that, and you have a slip knot. If you pull this one, it gets longer. If you pull this one, it gets tighter. Looser, should I say? Tighter. There we are. So, one of the most tricky things about crochet is actually figuring out how to hold everything. This is how I hold the wool and then the hook. I'm not saying it's the best way, it's what I do, but I think you're going to have to figure out your own way of doing things. What's comfortable for you. I used to do this weird kind of thing where I'd hold the wool like this, and it really hurt my finger, so I don't do that anymore, although I do randomly stick my finger out now, which is strange. So I'm going to stop rambling. We have a slip knot here. I'm going to do now a chain stitch. Now this is like sometimes the foundation to blankets or some other things that you might want to make, and it's just useful. I think, yeah, this is chain stitch and things like that. I know I keep referring to her, but I just really like her, and she's going to be my little mascot, I think. Okay, so I'm going to do what's called yarning over. So to yarn over, I pull the crochet hook towards me and get the yarn here. You can see my hook is going to pull the yarn through here. If you're going to hear some random noises, that will be my husband. He's sitting over there trying to be quiet but not doing a very good job. Yarn over, pull through. Again, I have to let this go as I'm doing it, and then I hold this here. So it's kind of a patting your head, rubbing your tummy kind of thing. Is that right? Patting your head, yeah. So we're just going to do lots of chains, and you might need to work back into that chain depending on what it is that you're doing, but this is just really helpful. So there is my chain stitch. You will notice that it kind of looks like a V on the top, and underneath there's kind of like a loop. I don't know the proper terms for that, but that's what it looks like to me. So chain, loop on the back. Oh, I did tell you. Hi, Emir. Come on, off we go. That's not helpful. Go, come on. Bye-bye. Okay. Yarn over, pull through the loop. Yarn over, pull through the loop. Another tip that I will give you that some people find helpful, some people don't, is when you're going to pull here, if your tension is too much, like the loop on your hook is too tight, you won't be able to get the head of the hook through there. So always try and keep a good tension on this part as well as that part. I try and imagine that I need to have another hook in there to be able to get the head of the hook through. Can you see how that is doing that slightly better? I am, as I always do, using quite a big hook for this wool, but that is your chain stitch there. I'm just going to go through that again so that you can see it literally just pops out. Pop. Okay, so slip knot again, slip knot over here, turn and like this, underneath the bottom one, over the top one, pull it round, you'll know that it's right, long one pulls it tight, short one loosens it off. Then chain stitch, yarn over, pull through the loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and that is one chain stitch, one chain stitch, one chain stitch. So if a pattern calls for, say, chaining 40, you'd need to do that 40 times. I hope that's been somewhat helpful. I'm planning on doing some more videos of how to do maybe single crochet and then double crochet. I normally say to people, if you can fathom how to do double crochet, then you can pretty much make anything. Okay, hope that was helpful. Thank you.